Well. So Djokovic finally wins the Olympic gold medal, and what an achievement! What a miraculous performance this was from him. Now we'll discuss about the significance later, but let's first talk about the match itself. As the scoreline suggests, the match was pretty close. Both sets ended up in a tie break. Neither of the players was able to break the other one. Djokovic had around six break points. He was not able to convert any of those, and I think Alcaraz also had eight break points. He was not able to convert any of those. This just shows you the quality of play that both the players had, and both the players were really clutch on the important points. They were coming up with big serves, aggressive play, good play at the net, no errors when they needed, and that just shows you the quality. The first set, remember, lasted around an hour and a half. That shows you how close the set was, multiple deuce points on every game, and it was just a cat and mouse affair. Both the players playing really well, and Djokovic was better in the end, and he was able to win. This is a huge victory for him. If I want to talk about the stats, there is not much different actually. If you're able to see the statistics, almost very close. So forehand and backhand winners, if you see for Djokovic, 14 forehand winners. I think this was one of the key shots for him. We always know that Djokovic has a great backhand and that is his most consistent shot, but his forehand can either let him down sometimes or can also help him win matches. And I think this was the latter case where it helped him win this match. He was able to dictate play with the forehand. He was also able to attack with the forehand, whether it was cross court or down the line. So I think the good thing for Djokovic was that he was able to balance it out. I have mentioned this in my previous videos that in Wimbledon, Djokovic was trying to have one sided strategy, and that was to just go for his shots, go for the winners, and try to finish the points as soon as possible. That did not work. Now, there are a lot of factors that came into play today, but the most important thing was that he had that strategic balance and he was not going for winners every time. The court surface also helped him because it was clay, so he got some time to defend. He was also moving better. The knee issue did not seem to be there today, and that's why I think he was able to rally against Alcaraz, and he was able to choose his moments when to attack, when to defend, and that was the key. I think this is how he needs to play against Alcaraz, at least on the slower courts. The similar match you saw in Cincinnati, very similar match like this. If you talk about the other matches on faster courts, there I think Djokovic needs to play more aggressively to have chances, such as the World Tour finals last year. Indoors, Djokovic was playing really aggressive in that match. So it depends on the surface as well. Statistics are pretty even. If you see, the good thing for Djokovic was that his first serve was the key in the second set. When he was serving and Alcaraz was trying to make a comeback in the second set, Djokovic was able to hit big serves when he needed them, and that shows you 74% of first serves in. That is a huge percentage to have in such an important match, more than Alcaraz, of course. Now, not many assists for both of them. Receiving points won 36%. Again, that's expected with good serves from Alcaraz and Novak. It's difficult for the opponent to win, but again, healthy percentage, better percentage for Djokovic. Breakpoint conversions, as I mentioned, none. And the unforced errors, you can see it's bit on the higher side for Alcaraz. 33 winners approximately, and then 33 unforced errors, whereas for Djokovic it were less winners, 25. Alcaraz defends really well, and Djokovic doesn't go for too many winners anyway. Unforced errors more, 25 more than the winners, but still less as compared to Alcaraz. So Alcaraz was always going to be the player with more winners and more unforced errors, but the ratio this time shows you that Alcaraz probably went for a bit too much on some points and made unforced errors. That resulted him in losing some key points, and obviously Djokovic was able to win the match. So talking about the key factors, as we discussed, no issues with fitness for Djokovic today. So that was the key. He was able to move freely, defend on the points, able to attack, run around his backhand. All of the things working for Djokovic today. So well done on that. Grit and never quit attitude was always there for Djokovic from game one. This game one was also a key for Djokovic in the first set. In Wimbledon, we saw what happened. It took like hours to finish the first game itself, and this time around, Djokovic was finally able to hold on that game, and that was a good start made. And it was pretty clear. It's not like both the players were nervous and looking for form. I think they started off well, both of them on their serve, and as the sets went on, I think they started playing even better. And in the end, it was down to a few points in the tiebreak. Djokovic's strategic balance, I've already mentioned, aggression and defense. There was a perfect combination of that today from Djokovic. First serve percentage was really good. First game I already discussed. Djokovic's consistency on big points and on the net was the key. So if you look at the statistics, Djokovic won a few more percentage points than Alcaraz on the net, and that shows you how well Djokovic was playing on the net. Given Alcaraz's ability to run down almost anything, hit passing shots from anywhere in the court, still Djokovic was able to win more than 60% of the points when he came to the net. That just shows you that Djokovic was indeed playing well at the net as well. Great court coverage. As I mentioned, he did not seem to have any issues with fitness and movement today. And maybe it was the adrenaline, maybe it was the confidence that he had, the commitment that he had to the cause, that he was on a mission to win today. So it did not seem to be a blocker from him. He was trying to go for each shot, try to hit every defensive shot from anywhere in the court. And some of the shots were clearly won by Alcaraz, but still normally Djokovic would not go for chasing those shots as well. But today it was not the case. Even if he had just a slight chance to put a racket on the ball, he was going for it. That just shows you he wanted to win this so badly. Now, as I mentioned, for Alcaraz, he played a great match, good points, good serve, good play at the net, great defense, great offense, especially when he ran around his backhand a lot of times and hit his inside in forehand for winners. That was the key shot for him. He was hitting and getting a lot of free points with that shot because Djokovic's backhand, due to the top spin, remember this was a day match and both the players were getting a lot of top spin, so the ball was bouncing really high above the shoulders for Djokovic. And when he was trying to hit the backhand, he was more often than not putting the ball somewhere in the middle of the court, and Alcaraz was running around his backhand and hitting it for a winner. But on key points, Djokovic realized that this sort of pattern will not work, so he became more aggressive. And if not aggressive, he tried to impart more depth on his shots, and he was successful in doing so. So that was the key for him. I felt that Alcaraz went for bit too much too often. We have seen that in the past with him, but it hasn't affected the outcome. But today it did affect the outcome. I felt that on some key points, he had love 30 on a few games, 30 all on a few games, and then he was trying to attack, which is a good thing, but I felt he went for too much. If he would have stayed with Djokovic for rallying, maybe he would have gotten one or two errors and gotten the break. So it depends, but this is the way Alcaraz plays. We cannot sort of go against that. That is his natural style, and that is what has given him so many victories. So I think he should continue to do that. It's just that today it did not work. Now, Djokovic's champion play in tiebreakers needs to be highlighted today. Two tiebreaks. Again, as we know, Djokovic rarely misses shots in tiebreak. And the second set tiebreak, remember, that was a awesome performance from Djokovic. He hit two or three amazing running forehands. He was grunting more. It showed that he was putting a lot of effort. And when he starts to have those big grunts, I think that's the time you understand Djokovic is really up to something. He's playing really well and he's going for broke. That's what he did in that tiebreak. He hit some great winners, and even on the match point, he hit a winner to win the match. It was on his racket. He did not wait for Alcaraz to miss, and that is the way to go because Alcaraz never misses. So great shot, great winner from him, and also I feel that the forehand, that was the key shot for him today, not the backhand. Now, I have got some of the screenshots from the match as I cannot show you the highlights, but do catch that on Geo Cinema if you are from India. So, if you see his defense, as I mentioned, that his movement was very good today. You can see these examples. He's stretched out, but he's able to still hit a good backhand, angled backhand, and put Alcaraz under pressure. The forehand that I was talking about, usually when I see Djokovic play against Nadal, because Nadal is lefty, so his backhand goes to Djokovic's forehand, and Djokovic tries to hit an angled forehand to Nadal somewhere around here. to pull him outside the court. Now that doesn't work for Alcaraz because Alcaraz can just jump in the air and hit a winner somewhere here. So for Djokovic, it was a change in plan. He had to ensure that he's hitting the forehand down the line, up the line as well, and he's hitting it not just with topspin but with power, because if you hit with topspin, Alcaraz will still reach there and the point will continue. So great to see that Djokovic was trying that shot and he was imparting a lot of side spin. So the ball used to curl and then come back into the court. Now, as I mentioned, this was the match point, the winning moment. He had four gold medal points and he went for a winner inside in forehand, and that was it. Again, in the second set tiebreak, this is another point where he went for an inside in winner with the forehand, and that was also in. So, forehand, I think, was the key shot for him today. As I mentioned, do watch the second set tiebreak that had some good points from Djokovic. This is one of the other point in the second set tiebreak. Now I have put this mark to show that Djokovic was here previously to hit the previous shot to defend, and then he was running and defending, and he hit a great forehand passing shot on the run, and that just set up the stage for him. Now, as you know, this was a huge moment for Djokovic. It has a huge significance in terms of the GOAT debate. I feel now, at least, I feel that the GOAT debate should be over. He has got the complete resume, most Grand Slam titles, Olympic gold medal at the age of 37, most weeks at number one ranking, has won all the Master 1000s, has won on all surfaces, has a winning head-to-head record against Nadal and Federer, playing well against some of the top talent of today, Yannick Sinner, Alcaraz, winning sometimes, losing sometimes, but still he is able to compete well against these guys. That's good enough for him. And the significance, as I mentioned, huge. He wins the elusive gold medal, completes the Golden Slam, and Alcaraz also needs to be appreciated. It was his first Olympics, youngest Olympian, I think, to make it to the finals and win the silver medal for his country. So, congratulations to Alcaraz as well. He had a great tournament, good draw, and he never looked troubled until this match. He played a great tournament, even in doubles. I think Nadal and him performed really well, even though they were not able to proceed to the semis or the finals, but they did perform really well and they were able to win few matches and a lot of fans. So this was the analysis, guys. A great end to the tournament, and congratulations to Novak Djokovic.